Hey everybody, this is Steve Kodad. Thank you so much for deciding to register for this very special LinkedIn Live event for me. This is going to go over a course that I've been using and working with for many years, and have improved it year after year. And now I think it is even much more powerful because of some of the things that I've added. Yes, part of it is going to be on feng shui. You would expect that from me, right? And then if you look down at the bottom left, I want to make a point that I know I tell people this, but now I sort of wanted to put it on a slide. You don't even have to mention feng shui with the system to a client. I know, I know you run into some clients that are not sure about the idea of using something like feng shui. And I hoped if you decide to take the training, you'll find out that in the background, you're going to be doing the things that need to be taken care of. And the way you explain it to them can be done a different way. That it's a very inexpensive home staging method that uses human psychology. And I promise you, it'd be a lot less expensive. So again, my name's Steve. My profile, if you want to check it out, is on the bottom left, and so are both my websites. I'm recognized nationally and internationally as a red ribbon feng shui master at the highest level with our governing board, the International Feng Shui Guild. I've published several books on feng shui and real estate. That has really always been my niche. And I was highlighted on PBS for several months. I've been written about on ABC, Fox, the Business Journal, and just recently, Homes and Garden. I've been teaching, it feels like all my life. So I feel like I'm pretty good at it. I taught for public and private schools and some colleges at night for around 18 years. And I taught mathematics and computer science. And then I switched over into becoming a realtor, and I was a realtor for 19 years. And during that time, I was the broker owner of a 34 agent real estate company. And I'm now celebrating this year, my 20th year as a certified feng shui professional. Wow. And I'm a national real estate trainer for state associations. Now, a lot of you are here for different reasons. Everyone here wants to get better. I know that. And some of you want to increase business that is already doing quite fine. Some of you are looking for a way to stand out from all those real estate agents in your neighborhood or in your city or whatever. And finally, some of you just want to be able to stay in real estate because the last year or two or three have been pretty difficult. I want you to know feng shui works. And again, you understand what I taught before, very rational step-by-step things. And so one of the things that I've always done with my feng shui training is to make sure that I've done some research and studies that can actually back it up. So feng shui works, and so does LinkedIn in ways you probably never thought of. So you're going to learn some skills if you decide to take this training to become more successful in your real estate business. And I would really like you to understand, stop following only the usual methods and add something that can actually propel you further forward than those things. I remember when I first started as an agent, I was told to cold call. I was told to knock on doors and all those kind of things. I don't know about you, those things sort of turned me off. So I definitely, even early on, was finding a way to get business without doing things like that. And I was very successful. So I've been presenting nationally for real estate agents and state associations, two topics, just two. So I feel I'm sort of an expert on those two things. One is on using feng shui for real estate. The other is on using LinkedIn in unique and powerful ways. This course gives you both of those things. You get all of the information that I've been giving to state associations and states and franchises and companies all these years. Okay, Steve. So what do I do if I have clients who've never heard of feng shui or it sounds a little too far out there for you? Well, the best thing about feng shui is you have a playbook that works, but you don't even have to say the words feng shui. You need to know your client and what will make them comfortable or uncomfortable. So this system that I have created over all these years, it will give you a great background in feng shui and allow you to talk to somebody who is involved and interested in it. But it's also a system that can work without you having to mention the words to anybody, especially a skeptical client or customer. And you can tell them it's just a very inexpensive way to home stage using techniques that you've learned and the latest in human psychology. I can tell you, and I know you know this, that home staging can be very expensive. So using this system, this feng shui system, is not going to cost your client hardly at all to be able to sell their home just by following these steps. So it allows you to present this in two ways. Number one, you can talk to somebody who's really into feng shui. And secondly, you don't even have to mention the words if you don't want to. Because behind the scenes, you're going to be doing your thing. I've talked to several people over the last few weeks about this training, and they came up with something that made sense to me. So I made a change in a couple weeks ago that you can take this training two different ways. One of them is to become totally certified as a feng shui real estate professional. Use the logo that you can see in the top right. Also have a beautiful diploma mailed to you that you can use at your listing appointments or talking to a client. Seller and buyer checklist that'll take you through things step by step so that you don't have to remember everything the first time. The seller checklist, for example, is 12 pages long. And even more importantly, maybe, is the 2 full months of aid for both the feng shui and the LinkedIn material. The cost is $495, and there is a 4-month payment plan available if that is helpful to you. So again, after talking to these people, we came up with another idea for people who only just want the information. And so the cost is $295. You can still attend the webinars. You still get the recordings. You still get the slides, but you miss out on all the rest of the stuff. And again, those 2 months of aid can be very helpful to some of you. If you decide to go that route, you can upgrade later. You'll find out I am definitely a former teacher. I like lists. I give people lists for everything. And so, for example, this is one list that you'll be getting if you decide to take the training of things that need to be handled immediately, well before you ever put the home on the market. And all four of the things that you see in that pyramid are actually feng shui. Feng shui is a lot about common sense. I also like to give priorities. We take care of these things. If we have extra time, we come back and work on a few other things. And if you take care of the 4 big Ds and the priorities that I come up with, you'll be well ahead of things. And then we make sure that you're an expert on these 3 feng shui tools. Your home is going to flow really well, even the outside. You're going to make sure that your rooms have the perfect complement of yin yang, and you'll find out that the 5 elements is really, really pivotal to finish it off. So feng shui will cover for you the feng shui portion, how to use feng shui for selling a home really, really well. But it's also going to help you with buyers. Nobody in your neighborhood is probably going to be showing homes this way. And it's really sort of subtle, but you're looking at things that other agents will never look for to make sure that your clients are really happy with their decision. But we'll also be going over some special niches. So some of what you're going to learn in the feng shui part is the background of feng shui, so you know where things came, and you don't sound like you've never really studied it much. You're going to find out who uses feng shui nationally, internationally for you to target on LinkedIn. And learn how to talk with a client about feng shui, whether they're really into it or not, and that it comes across as common sense. You're going to cover the 8 most impressionable moments when selling a home. Those are the priorities. But again, we definitely don't forget the 4 big Ds, and we'll cover that in depth. We'll show you how to display comfort and safety in all your listings so that the buyer's subconscious is really feeling good about it. And you'll find out how important the subconscious is in getting them to write an offer. What parts of the house are the priority and how to make them stand out? Curb appeal is handled big time, and want to make sure that the curb appeal is perfect when somebody drives by or somebody is viewing the house. Sure, but maybe even more importantly, how it shows up online. How to select the right color schemes to attract a buyer. How to use special open houses that will drive traffic to a listing and get you more clients. Unique marketing that increases traffic. The importance of having a focal point. We'll spend a lot of time on creating a focal point in each room in a lot of different ways that maybe you've never thought of how to do it. And it just grabs interest and makes the whole thing more memorable for you. Helping home buyers with feng shui. And again, the other agents in town will not be doing the same thing. So you can really play this up if you'd like to. How to help a client who is wishing to build a home using feng shui. I love helping people build a home. It's really a lot of fun, and you can help them with all types of building. How to corner the market in your area, like for niches like universal design or green building, and lots. The LinkedIn part, to me, there are 3 pillars that you got to become an expert at. Number 1 is making sure that your profile attracts. You want to make sure it really makes them stop and remember you. Secondly, how to prospect. And a lot of you probably don't think that LinkedIn is doing this well for you right now. You're just not doing it right. So go over prospecting in depth and make sure you use it every day for a few moments. And then we show you how to do networking, which sort of just builds a foundation for this whole thing. I teach LinkedIn for realtors nationally, for real estate associations. You're going to add new clients and build a strong network if you just follow what I'm going to give you in this 3 hours for LinkedIn. I like to save money in every way. I was a certified home stager. I found out that it was expensive. So feng shui saved my client money, it saved me money too in my marketing. But you'll find out with LinkedIn, it's really going to save you a lot of money because in a lot of cases, it's almost free. So I built my business using LinkedIn. You get my techniques and system, and you don't have to upgrade to premium. In 2014, there were 200 million users on LinkedIn. They were very proud of that number. And they sent me an email that year that stated something that blew my mind. It said, Steve, congratulations. You're one of the top 5% in the world for LinkedIn connections. I had no idea I was doing anything special. That was 2014. In 2023, it's grown to 930 million. It's probably at 1 billion at this point. So it is really fast growing. This is the place to be for business. LinkedIn users are 4 times more likely to visit your website than Facebook users. Don't waste all of your time on Facebook. LinkedIn is the place for you to be for real estate success. LinkedIn has the highest visitor to lead conversion rate among all social platforms. Look how much higher it is than Twitter or X and Facebook. It is the fastest growing social media platform in the world, bar none. Now, LinkedIn is very powerful. And I found out that most real estate agents are using less than 20% of its potential. I show you many ways to use LinkedIn to help your real estate business improve that many folks out there never use. Here's a graph from HubSpot that I wanted to show and share with you. LinkedIn is the best social network for lead generation. Some people really like to look at a picture, have it really stand out in their minds. Look how much more of a lead generation it is than the other two. So the LinkedIn presentation, you're going to find out how to set up your profile to create a very, very memorable impression so they remember you and come back. How to get people to visit your profile on a consistent basis. How to greatly improve you being found on a LinkedIn search. How to prospect for new clients. It's a biggie, and you'll love some of the methods. How to subtly remind your most favorable connections of your services in a very subtle way. How and who to connect with to create a powerful network. How to increase your influence by using something called creator mode. How to use groups in a very powerful way. You'll love that. And other techniques when posting that get you noticed constantly, day after day. Now, I know you're like me. You collect testimonials, and I do too. I've been doing it for a long, long time. So I'm only going to read a couple of them. But on the left-hand side, modules have been wonderful. You have done a really great job making things concise, understandable, and applicable. The order and structure seems great as well. I really like your teaching style. And one more, this class was outstanding. The information was delivered in the best possible way, easy to understand and well thought out. We loved every minute and were surprised how quickly the time passed. Now, the course is a hybrid course. It is made up of webinars and videos. And if your questions are not answered when we're on a webinar, you are encouraged to email me as much as you need to. So we meet 5 times for 90 minutes, and there is a 60-minute Q&A afterwards. And in between the webinars, you are given some supplemental videos to watch. And again, if you have any questions about them, you just shoot me an email. A special prospecting webinar with LinkedIn is one of those 5 90-minute webinars. This one is always a worry for some. If you miss a webinar, is that a problem? No, it really isn't. Just don't worry about it. All these sessions are recorded and sent to you with the slides within hours of finishing a webinar. Don't fret about it. The cost for full certification is $495. We do have a 4-month payment plan of $135 per month, if that helps you. Don't forget, with the certification, you get 2 full months of aid for the LinkedIn and Feng Shui portion. You can easily register down, as you can see down at the bottom, going to one of my websites, Feng Shui Cure, and choose up at the top, Feng Shui Training. Or you can do this, just for the information, the webinars, the recordings, and the slides. That's $295. The dates for 2024, there are 3 that are scheduled. That's it. The first one is coming up fairly soon. It's coming up on March the 7th. So it's on the 7th, 14th, 18th, 21st, and 28th. And then we have a Q&A on April 4th. There are 2 more coming up, one on June 6th that starts, the other one's on September 5th. Again, if you need to register, all the information is down at the bottom. If you're interested in certification and you want to do the 4-month plan, just contact me. Again, I want to make a point that you can easily ask questions during and after each webinar. I'm there for you. Before we finish, don't forget, with certification, you get 2 months of help on LinkedIn and Feng Shui. Don't forget this. You don't even have to mention Feng Shui, this system, to any client. So this is a pathway to success for you. It could definitely supplement whatever you're doing. It might be all you do. It'll benefit you year after year with this training. And here is my email. You can contact me at any time. And I do appreciate you very much for taking the time to listen.